Dear student, due to coronavirus, school started online classes for your study. So you can subscribe Golden Flower Palia YouTube channel, like and press the bell icon.
Hello students, we have in the last video lecture we have discussed about all the colligative property. We had a discussion of relative lowering of vapor pressure, elevation of boiling point, depression of freezing point, osmotic pressure. So we have discussed all the colligative property. Now here a problem comes when we are adding a different kind of solute, a solute which is going to be associate or dissociate when it is added into the solution. So today we are going to talk about abnormal molecular masses. So today's topic is abnormal molecular masses. Okay. So this is the today's topic we are going to discuss about. Okay. So to make you understand this concept of abnormal molecular mass, I am taking an example. First we will solve this numerical, then we will try to understand what is this numerical about, what is this abnormal molecular mass concept. So experimentally it is seen that I am writing a question. Experimentally it is seen elevation of boiling point of a solution made up of dissolving 1 mole of KCl 74.5 gram in 1 kilogram water is 1.04 Kelvin. Okay. What is molecular mass of KCl? Okay, what must be the molecular mass of KCl? And we are going to calculate the molecular mass of KCl on the basis of elevation of boiling point, that is a colligative property. So how much weight of KCl has been taken? Weight of solute, it is 74.5 gram. Okay. Weight of solvent, that is water, it is 1 kilogram, and elevation of boiling point delta TB, that is 1.04 Kelvin. Okay. So what is that? Delta TB is equal to weight of solute upon molecular mass of solute into, here it is KB, ebullioscopic constant, into 1 upon weight of solvent. Okay, this formula we have. Everybody has to write this question. Experimentally it is seen that elevation of boiling point of a solution made up of dissolving 1 mole of KCl, that is 74.5 gram of KCl in 1 kilogram water is 1.04 Kelvin. What is the molecular mass of KCl? Okay, this question we have now. I am going to remove it. Okay, so delta TB it is 1.04 Kelvin, KB it is of water 0.52, I remember, but it is given commonly in the questions, into weight of solute is 74.5 gram, molecular mass we have to calculate, and 1 upon 1 kilogram. Okay, it is if it is in gram, then we have to put here 1000. So what is m? That is 0.52 into 74.5 divided by 1.04. That is 2, and that is 37.25. Okay, so molecular mass is 37.25 gram per mole. Okay, is it correct? So this we got from this question, that molecular mass of KCl must be 37.25 gram per mole. But if we add it manually, what is the molecular mass of KCl? Molecular mass of KCl, it is K, it is 39, and Cl, it is 35.5. It must be 74.5 gram per mole. Okay, so it must be the molecular mass, but we have just now calculated it is 37.25. So that means we are calculating wrong. Okay, we have done some mistake. So is it we have done some mistake, or something else we have forgotten in the question? Okay, that we have to understood. Okay, that we are going to understand. So experimentally, if it is seen that we are going to add the molecular mass of K and Cl differently, we are individually added them together, it is 74.5. But by the formula of elevation of boiling point using the colligative property, we have calculated that is 37.25, that is half of the 74.5 gram per mole. Surely we have done something wrong. And what wrong we have done here, it is we have forgotten what happens when KCl is added into the water, or this kind of stuff is going to be added into the solution, like KCl, like CaSO4, like CaCl2, BaCl2, electrovalent compound that we call ionic compound. Okay, so when ionic compounds are going to be added into a solution, into a solvent part to form a solution, so this kind of stuff is going to be ionized. Okay, so when they going to be ionized, they are not a single particle. Now they are more than a single particle. Like if we talk about KCl, when it is added into the water, what happens? It is going to be dissociate. So like KCl, when added to the water, it becomes K plus and Cl minus. Earlier it was KCl. If we consider that KCl is not going to be dissociate, it is only one particle. But when it is added into the water and going to be ionized, it becomes two particles. So to understand this concept, how that ionization or association or dissociation is going to change the colligative property, we first have to remember what is that colligative property, what is the definition of the colligative property. Many times I told you, whenever I told you a colligative property, I explained you elevation of boiling point, I explained you that depression of freezing point, osmotic pressure, relative molecular mass, relative lowering of vapor pressure, sorry. So when I was explaining that all the colligative property, I told you what is the definition of colligative property. Colligative properties are those which depends upon the number of solute particle. More correctly we say number of moles of solute particles. Okay. So more is the number of solute, more number of moles of solute is going to be added into the solution, more will be the colligative property. If less number of moles of solute is going to be added into the solution, the colligative property is going to be less, because colligative property and number of moles of solute, they both are directly proportional to each other. So here in the sense of KCl, if we are talking about, we are going to add KCl. Earlier it was only one particle, now it is two particles. Okay, So now it is two particle, two ions are there. They are two individual ion, K plus and Cl minus. So what happens in the case of KCl? In the case of KCl, the number of moles of solute particles are increasing. Okay, so colligative property is going to increase, because colligative property is directly proportional to the number of moles of solute particles. Okay, so number of moles of solute particles are increasing in terms of dissociation. If any compound is going to be dissociate when added into the solvent, then the number of particles are going to be increased, number of moles of solute particles are going to be increased, and the colligative property is going to increase. Okay, similarly same it happens with the association. Like we are going to add ethanoic acid, or we call it acetic acid, into benzene. Benzene, it is what? Benzene is a kind of compound having low dielectric constant. Okay, commonly it happens with a solvent which is having low dielectric constant. So when we are taking such kind of solvents, ethanoic acid is added into the benzene, so it is going to be dimerized, it going to be form one molecule. Okay, earlier it was two different molecules. Now after adding into the benzene, it become only one molecules. So number of particles are going to decrease. If number of particles are going to decrease, that means colligative property is going to decrease. Colligative property directly proportional to the number of moles of solute particles. If number of moles of solute particle are going to increase, colligative property is going to increase. If it is going to decrease, the number colligative property is going to decrease. Okay, so simple phenomena it is. If we take the same thing in the terms of molecular mass, what is the relation between colligative property and molecular mass? Just now we have written delta TB is equal to molality, directly proportional to molality. And what is that molality? Molality is weight of solute upon molecular mass of solute into 1000 upon weight of solvent. Okay, if all this stuff it is constant, then colligative property delta TB is inversely proportional to molecular mass. So colligative property is inversely proportional to molecular mass. Okay, so if colligative property in case of association, number of particles were decreasing, colligative property was decreasing, so molecular mass was increasing. Okay, opposite. So in case of association, what happens? In case of association, number of moles of solute particle are going to increase, so colligative property is going to increase. So colligative property is going to increase, so molecular mass is going to decrease. Okay, so simple phenomena it is. So colligative property and molecular mass, they both are inversely proportional to each other. Okay, so colligative property if increasing, molecular mass is decreasing, colligative property is decreasing, molecular mass is going to be increase. Okay, so this happens, this is the abnormal molecular mass. So here we are going to write the definition of abnormal molecular mass. What is that? It is low or high value of molecular mass obtained than expected or normal value due to association or dissociation of solute when added to the solution. Okay, so So when solute part is going to be associate or dissociate, the molecular mass that we are going to obtain, that will be low or high. Okay, the expected value or normal value will be different, and the value obtained by the colligative property will be different. Normal molecular mass, we were not having that right colligative property, right formula of calculating the molecular mass of such kind of stuff like KCl, like K2SO4. That means when ionic compounds are going to be added into the solution, and they are going to be associate or dissociate when added into the solution. So by the colligative property, we were not having the correct method to calculate them. Okay, so we were not having the correct method to calculate them. So then in 1880 Van't came. Okay, he proposed his theory, and he told that about Van't factor. And what was that Van't factor about? He has introduced that Van't factor and denoted by I, and I, it is equal to normal molar mass upon abnormal molar mass. Like in the case of KCl, normal molar mass was 74.5, abnormal molar mass that we have obtained, that was 37.25, that is equal to 2. So the value of I must be equal to 2, Van't factor will be 2. Observed colligative property upon calculated colligative property. Okay, total number of moles of particle after association or dissociation upon number of moles of particles before association or dissociation. In case of ethanoic acid, you take for this. Okay, so number of moles of particle after association or dissociation. I told you acetic acid, two particles added together dimerize together to form one particle. So after association or dissociation it becomes 1, and before association or dissociation it was 2. So I becomes 0.5. So in case of association it was 0.5, in case of dissociation it was 2. Okay, so in this way I can be calculated, Van't factor can be calculated. Here I am going to tell you how to use this in the colligative property. Because the normal colligative property, we are not going to obtain that correct molecular mass of the solute which is going to be associate or dissociate. In normal, like we are considering that a particle is non-solute and it is not going to be associate or dissociate. The colligative property that we have read till now, it is not added association or dissociation. Okay, and the measuring different molecular mass, it doesn't mean that molecular mass due to association or dissociation is going to be changed. It is not going to be changed. We don't have any correct method to measure them. So that is why Van't factor has introduced Van't factor. Van't has introduced Van't factor. Okay, and this Van't factor is to be used in the calculations. Okay, so how to use in the calculation in this, how to modify the formula of colligative property. What was that? P minus P naught minus P upon P naught, relative lowering of vapor pressure. It is I into mole fraction of solute. Okay, the first colligative property it was. Second it was delta TB is equal to I into KB into M. Third it was delta TF I into KF into M. Okay, and fourth it was osmotic pressure pi B is equal to ICRT. Okay, so I times when a particle is going to be associate or dissociate, a solute is going to be associate or dissociate when added to the solution, then colligative property is going to be changed by I times, and this I can be higher, is I can be lower, depends upon the solute particle is going to be associate or dissociate. Okay, in case of association or dissociation, it is 100%. The formula I have told you before this formula, that formula it is correct. Okay, we can calculate by that formula. But what happens when the association or dissociation it is not 100%? Like KCl added into the water, but 80% of KCl is dissociated, or 50% of ethanoic acid is going to be associated. In that case, what will be done? Okay, how to calculate the value of I? Okay, for that I am going to write the formula. In case of association and dissociation, first we will talk about association. Okay, in case of association, the degree of association is equal to n 1 minus I upon n minus 1. Okay, where alpha is degree of association and n is number of moles of solute before association. Okay, I is the want of factor, you know better. And this formula you have to use only when the degree of association or dissociation it is not 100%, it is something else. Okay, it is less than 100%. And the same as dissociation, if we are going to talk about dissociation, alpha is equal to I minus 1 upon n minus 1. So where alpha is degree of dissociation and n is number of moles of solute particles obtained after dissociation. Okay, like in KCl, how many number of moles of solute particles were obtaining? 2 were obtaining, K plus and Cl minus. In case of ethanoic acid, what was happening? 2 were adding together, dimerizing together to form one molecule. So here also N is 2, here also N is 2. Okay, we can take the example also like NaCl, like acetic acid, added into the water. Okay, acetic acid added to water, dissociated 80%. Okay, dissociated 80%. Acetic acid in water going to be dissociate, and how much it is going to be dissociate? 80%. So what will be the value of want of factor in that case? So this is acetic acid, CH3COOH, CH3COO minus and H plus. Okay, so after dissociation, how many number of particles are formed? How many number of moles of solute we are obtaining? That is 2. So the value of N it is equal to 2. Alpha is equal to 80%, or more correctly if we write it is 0.80. So alpha is 0.80, I minus 1 upon 2 minus 1. Okay, so it is 0.80, it is I minus 1, 2 minus 1, it is 1. So what will be the value of I? That is 1 plus 0.80. So I will be equal to 1.80. So this is the want of factor. Want of factor will be equal to 1.80. Okay, so in this way you can calculate the value of I if it is not 100%. Okay, by using these formulae. Okay, association and dissociation. One more thing I have to explain you. If want of factor somehow you are going to be calculate, or it is given, how would you identify that particle is going to be associate or dissociate? So for that identification I am just going to write here, if I is greater than 1, that means dissociation occurred. Okay, if I is less than 1, it means association occurred. Okay, if I it is equal to 1, that means it is a normal solution. Okay, normal solution, that means solute particles are not going to be associate or dissociate. So this was for today. Next we are going to discuss p block element in the next video lecture. Thank you so much.
Do self study at home and stay home, save lives.